couple of players not on the ice and meeting with the medical people about Connor McDavid. What did you find out?
Connor McDavid's fine out there. He's did all the drills. He was after some conversations yesterday. A lot of the drills are the same stuff he's been doing for the last few days. So he jumped in. Still not. We're not going to throw him in any games anytime soon. Here, we're going to see how it goes for a few days. But it was a pretty hard practice, pretty intense practice. He went through it. He's fine. And Mike Smith has the flu. Has had the flu for a couple days. Missed our meeting last night, and just is kind of bedridden for a few days here. And Chris Russell had a collision the last captain's practice there. Just bumped into each other, and he wasn't feeling great after that. So we're gonna, just because of the time of year, we're going to put him in concussion protocol, and he's going to go the 6 or 7 days before we put him to work. He says he feels fine, but we want to be sure on that one.
Dave, just back to Connor. What do you want to see when it comes to the drills and stuff to kind of put him into the scrimmages and then maybe let him have some contact? What do you need to see as a coach?
We'll go in step by step. We're being cautious with this, so the doctors, they give him the green light to jump into practice here, and they haven't given him the green light in the game yet. So we'll just see how this week goes. He won't play in any of the games this week, and we'll reevaluate at the end of the week, see how the practices have gone for him, and see how he's feeling. But it's it's a day-by-day thing. He'd like to play some games, but he's the doctors and Ken and myself and Connor have all talked. We're going to be cautious with it.
Not to belabor it, there's this milestone when recovering from an injury in hockey, cleared for contact or not. I mean, he's wearing the same colored sweater, so is he technically cleared for contact out there that you know of?
Well, the drills, there's contact in him, and he was out there, so he wanted no part of wearing another jersey. So he's out there to play. But there's a difference between practice and playing in a game. Playing against an opponent, and that's what we're going to be careful of.
The new kid, Joel Pearson, defenseman. So as a coach, when a guy comes from Sweden, from Europe, and you're trying to turn him into an NHL defenseman, what are the things that you're watching for? What are the things that he's going to have to figure out quick if he's going to be a player in the NHL as opposed to the SC?
The first part of it is you play the heck out of him. You give him lots of opportunity, right? And that's, we've talked to him about that. We're going to give him lots of opportunity. If you look at him, he's a real smart player. Goes back, makes good plays out of his own end, finds the middle guy a lot. The biggest adjustment for him is going to be the size of the rink. He's never played a lot in a North American rink. Things happen quick. Players are on you very quick. So those are adjustments he's going to have to make. And watching him this morning, he worked hard this morning. Every race that he went back for a puck on the big ice, a lot of times you got more room. You can kind of saunter back there. There's no sauntering here. He's got to get back hard for it. So he got a good workload today. That group only had 7D on it, and we were running a lot of drills that we're using 4 at a time. So some guys had to double up with the other one. He got a lot of work today, but you can see his skill set. He's like about 7 or 8 other players on our team. We're going to play the heck out of him in training camp and see where it goes.
I know it's early days here, but what was your rationale, or what did you think of putting Nugent Hopkins, Neil, and Gagne together as a second line per se?
Well, Nugent and Neil, we've talked about as a pair. We're that other spot. Gags is a veteran guy who can make plays, so I know Gags well. I want to throw him there. We'll give him a shot, but there'll be some other guys get a shot there too through preseason here, and that's a spot we're looking to find a player to fill that.
For Ryan Nugent Hopkins, Dave, last week at the media tour in Chicago, he mentioned he has a desire of wanting to play with a consistent winger. Has he brought that to the table with you guys?
I've talked to him a little bit, but he knows we're going to start Nealer with him. But what you got to do to find wingers, you got to find people that play well there, have some chemistry there. So that's will be what we're looking for. If we can find that, he can have some wingers for a while. But it's all about finding success with it, not just names on a whiteboard.
What kind of tone are you trying to establish in training camp?
Intensity and work ethic on going attacking and defending. 5 up, 5 back. Just about every drill was like that. The defenseman got a good dose of it today. Real good dose of it. All right?
Dave, Brandon Manning had a lost year last year. He's a veteran in the league. How does he have to get back on the right page?
You know what? I've talked to him a little bit, and Jimmy Playspare spent some time with him. He's a very motivated player right now. Like, he's a guy that's kind of under the radar, kind of got lost in the shuffle last year. He's coming into trying to revive his career. And he's a hard player to play against. When he's competing hard, he's hard on people. So he's going to come in. He knows he has to win a job. There's no job there. No job sitting waiting for him, but he has to come in and win it. And he's all business right now. It'll be an interesting one to watch because he knows what he has to do to try to find a job with our team. So motivated guy. I anticipate him competing very hard in preseason to try to find a spot on the roster.
You also said pick up the pace a few times in the practice. It's first day of practice, but you obviously want to get habits in there that you have to skate a little faster even though it's still early.
Well, pick up the pace is, if you look at, I've been watching summer hockey or captain skates for 2 weeks. They're a lot of fun and you see great goals, but back checking isn't usually a part of the curriculum there. So pick up the pace a lot of times is not just going one way, but it's pick up the pace going the other way. And those are things you have to address early in training camp.
So Zach is up on the first line again with McDavid and
Yeah.
Seidel. Is that something that you want to see going into the season? Is this his job to lose?
I want to see that in preseason. That's one of those moving parts ones. We'll try to find the right part. I like what he did near the end of the year. When he was the last month or so when he was playing with Connor and Leon, he had some pretty strong games. This is a big year for Zach. He's got a lot on the line. He's a very motivated guy. He's a player who comes in and has a good year. He's an unrestricted free agent. So that's a spot that if you were a right winger and your contract was up at the end of the year and you had a chance to play in that spot, I would be showing up every day to work and doing what I can to stay there, right? So pretty simple.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.